We are in the heat of wildfire season, as you probably guessed from being outside or just watching the news of late. There are so many wildfires burning out there. Lake Cascade started calling it the West Mountain Complex up there, the Snag Fire being the worst of those in that area. Altogether, those fires have burned more than 25,000 acres. Garden Valley also has a complex of fires, the one called the Middle Fork, and none of those are contained. Line Point Fire still burning in the Hells Canyon Reservoir. It's almost 32,000 acres, 42% contained. So there's progress being made. But all that being said, there's a lot of effort going into that containment of those. And the Idaho Red Cross, they are ready to jump in whenever they are needed. Aspen Shumpert found out what exactly they can do to help.
Weeks of wildfires scorching Eastern Oregon and Idaho. Cities and towns under evacuation orders. Ranchers losing cattle, others losing their homes.
With the paddock fire, it was threatening 3 different counties. It wasn't just threatening, it was burning in 3 different counties.
The American Red Cross helps with disaster relief in these moments.
Second week in July, we've been nonstop with wildfires throughout Idaho.
It has been my busiest year for sure.
They've already opened 16 shelters in the state just this season. Red Cross says that's a high number.
These are very, very stressful times for people. They're coming for a safe harbor. We're there to give them that.
Something that takes months to prepare for.
And we're spending a lot of time in April, May, really doing trainings, getting the community prepared.
Looking at different suitable facilities, and then when it comes time to go, we have an idea of where we can go.
Their goal is to have at least one designated shelter location in each county, if not more.
If a fire does happen, we already have a plan in place to be able to respond to that due to our preparation work.
And volunteers ready to help out.
If we had to get air scrubbers in there that help the air be easier to breathe, how would we go about doing that? We're looking for showers, bathrooms that are all ADA accessible to be able to make sure that we can help everyone.
That includes places like schools, churches, rec centers that can hold a minimum of 50 people, or fairgrounds that can take large animals. When a request from county emergency managers or sheriff's departments come in, Red Cross moves fast to get a shelter available.
We can get them open very quickly. The promise that we make is within 4 to 6 hours, but we have strategically placed our assets around this region so that they're never more than a couple hours away from any of our towns that we serve.
Sending their shelter trailers out to its pre-planned location.
It's got 100 cots, 200 blankets, some comfort kits, those hygiene items, coffee maker, and some charging units.
They say shelter attendance varies every disaster.
Sometimes they have people to stay with, but they need some food. They need to be fed, so they'll come for lunch and dinner, and to get information, get a hot shower.
Red Cross says Idahoans are resilient, not always wanting to leave their property when encouraged to evacuate.
And that's okay. We want to make sure that everybody knows we're here.
An operation that takes help.
We can't do it alone, and so we really work with the community as well. We have a lot of partners with grocery stores and other organizations that help supply some of that water when we need it.
And many volunteers.
Sleeves up, hearts open, all in.
The 2 biggest things Red Cross asks for from the public during these times of disaster are people and funds. Having enough volunteers to keep everything operating, and money is the best way the community can support when they're seeing other communities experiencing wildfires. Red Cross says it's the most effective way for them to get people what they need during these times. Brian, people can make those donations at their local Red Cross chapters, or they can use a recently set up text to donate, which guides them through an online donation process, and they can text Red Cross to 90999.
And it's like with wildfires, it's not like a hurricane or anything where this is a long-term station they set up. It's there for maybe a few days until they can get back, maybe a week at longest. Yeah, but to set it up in 4 to 6 hours and have the resources to be able to get there and to do that, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. All right, thanks, Aspen.